Hello, welcome to today's lesson, and today we are going to look at lesson 24. So lesson 24 talks about challenges of singleness. Yes, so our central truth says that singleness is a state in life that every person goes through, either temporarily or permanently. So I think this is clear to everyone. It is a state everybody goes through, and you go through this. It's either you go through it temporarily or permanently. It depends on you. You can go through it permanently, or you can go through it temporarily. Let's look at our memory verse, and our memory verse is being taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 7 from verse 8 to 9. Now, to the unmarried and the widows I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried, as I do. But if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it is better to marry than burn with passion. So the key thing we need to pick from 1 Corinthians 7 8 to 9 is that if you cannot control yourself, self-control, if you have the desire, if you have the burning sensation, and you know you can't control yourself, Paul is admonishing us that let's marry and be free. So you see, sometimes lack of self-control is what leads to fornication. I mean adulteries and those things, but we are looking at the Christian context. So our lesson outline, first of all, our lesson outline, the first part, subjects of singleness. What is singleness? Who are the singles? Why do people remain single? And the second one is the challenges of singleness, the internal challenges, external challenge. Now the last thing we are going to look at is the advantages of singleness. Singleness with purpose, singleness with hope. Our lesson text is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 1 to 2, 7 to 9, 25 to 28, and 32 35. Now let's read the 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 7, verse 1 and 2. Now for the matter you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relation with a woman, but since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relation with his wife, and each woman with her husband. So the Corinthian church was one of the churches, who was known for their spirituality, but yet still they were very carnal. And Paul wrote this letter to address certain issues, and one of the issues is sexual immorality. And Paul is saying here that since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relation with his wife. See, he didn't say with his girlfriend or her boyfriend, but he said with his wife. That means so sexual relation is purposely for married people, not for those who are dating, not for those who are in courtship, but sexual relation is for the married people. You see, sometimes we think having sex is normal. No, it is not normal. I read a book, and the book title is 100 Reasons Why Sex Must Wait. I think you need to get that book. It will really help you. Now let's look at the subject of singleness. So when we talk about singleness, what comes into mind? What is your take on singleness? I want you to leave your comments at the comment section so that we can have a discussion. If you have any comments, contribution, or question, you can leave it at the comment section so that we can dive into it and see. Yeah, so what is singleness? What is singleness? When we talk about singleness, what comes into mind? So our lessons is saying that singleness is a state where one reach a marriageable age and yet he or she is without a married relationship. Who are the singles? Who are the singles? When we talk about singleness, who are the singles? Who are the people we classify as single? They are the yet to marry adults, the divorced, widows, and widowers. Yet to marry adults, divorced, widows, and the widowers. So when we talk about singleness, these are the people we are talking about. Why do people remain single? Why do people remain single? There are many reasons. There are many factors that constitute to singleness, but let's look at it. So first of all, we have the natural condition. The second one is societal contribution, and the last one we have the kingdom demand. Let's look at what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 19 verse number 12. And Matthew chapter 19 verse number 12 says that, for there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which made themselves eunuch for the kingdom of heaven. He who is able to accept this, let him accept it. So three people: those who are born with it, those who are made with it, and those who have decided to make themselves a eunuch. So that's what the Bible is saying. So now let's look at the natural condition. The natural condition is get born with it. If you are born with it, if you are born not to marry, to be a eunuch, that is your natural condition. And the societal condition, let's look at societal condition. So in a societal condition, we have traditional practice. The traditional practice talks about castration. They castrate people because of the seven. In the olden days, they castrate the eunuchs so that they can take care of the queen, so that you wouldn't have any urge or desire, or you wouldn't pen to have any sexual relation with the queen. The societal contribution, some to is business, education, and vocational pursuits. Maybe some people, they are, because of their business, they want to concentrate on their business. Because of that, they do not want to involve themselves in anything that has to do with marriage. Let's look at the kingdom demand. Kingdom demand. Some people are devoted. Because of the kingdom, they don't want to marry. Devotional commitment to serve God. So devotional commitment to serve God. They want to serve God. They want to commit their time, their life, their resource, their energy. They don't want anything to do with marriage, divided attention. No, they want to concentrate to the work of God. So they decided to give their life to the things of the service, but not to marry or to add marriage as a burden to the ministry. So that's another reason why people decided to be single. Now, so let's look at challenges of singleness. Challenges of singleness. Are the single people facing challenges? Leave your comments at the comment section and let's see. Now, so we have, first of all, we are looking at the internal challenges. Some of the internal challenges are loneliness, frustration, rejection. Some people are single. The challenge they go through is loneliness. Sometimes they feel lonely, frustrated. They do not know what to do in their life. They don't want any partner in their life. They don't want any relationship. They are confused. They are anxious. Certain things. So these are some of the things. So failed attempts. Some people to propose and they got bounced. The lady or the guy didn't accept their proposal. Because of that, they do not want to involve themselves in it. So these are some of the challenges that they go through, because they kind of fear. Because they feel like, if I go again, I wouldn't make it, because my first attempt was a mess. The results couldn't come out as expected, and this time around I'm not going again. So these are some of the challenges they fear. So this is some of the challenges that the single people go through. Now let's look at the external challenges. So some of the external challenges we are going to look at. First of all, some people comparing people with others, especially when they are comparing ungodly people with godly people. Why are you not getting married? These are some of the external forces or external challenges that people face. Another external challenges, people keep reminding you that you are single. I know I'm single, but still people are putting pressure. You are single. You are at the stage of getting married. Why are you not getting married? Why are you single? I'm reminding you need to get. And sometimes you go to the extent that next year, we are giving you 2 years. If you don't get married, that's some of the challenges that single people are going through. Now let's look at the advantages of singleness. There are good reasons, or there are good things in singleness. Now, first of all, we are looking at singleness with purpose. If you are single here, one thing you need to know is that live your life for Christ. Live your life for Christ. You do not need to let people put pressure on you. Get it. See, this is the time that you need to invest in prayer, invest in the word, serve God well. It is an advantage for us. Plan your life very well. Pray a lot, fast a lot, study the word a lot, engage yourself in godly activities. At the right time, God will make things happen in His own time. And singleness with hope. So one thing I will say, or the last thing I'm going to say, is that, see, if you are single, one of the areas you need to pay attention is personal development or personal growth. So intellectual development, spiritual development, intellectual development, financial development, these are very keys. As a single person, let me ask this question: as a young guy, can you hold a conversation with an intelligent lady for 20 minutes? This is the time that you need to read more books. How much do you know? What do you know when it comes to marriage? What do you know when it comes to relationship? What do you know when it comes to spiritual fatherhood? What do you know when it comes to financial management? What do you know when it comes to certain areas? So this is the time that you don't need to joke. This is the time that you need to invest. A lady, you don't know how to prepare soup, and you are single and you are not making any effort to learn. You are a guy, you don't know how to cook. You are not making any effort to learn. This is the time that we need to pay much attention to certain details in our lives. We need to pay attention to these things, because when you get married, there are some things you can't do it again. So I will entreat every single guy, every single lady, that this is the time We need to prepare ourselves. This is the time that we need to engage ourselves in certain activities so that it will help us when we enter into marriage or into any relationship. God bless you for your time. God bless you for your commitments. You can leave your comments, your contribution, your question at the comment section. There's a Sunday school. It's God's business. Sunday school, it's my good business. Sunday school, it's our good business. See you. Bye bye.